warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syaika Zakira Denila. I'm from 2nd B of English Literature. Now, I want to explain to you about procedure text. Happy watching! Who among you likes to cook? When you cook, of course you need a recipe, right? Have you ever cooked based on an English recipe? In English, recipes belong to a type of text called procedure text. Alright, what is procedure text? Procedure text is a text that explains, informs, or helps the reader on how to make or use something. This type of text usually begins with the phrase how to. For example, how to make a cup of tea or how to operate an oven. Procedure text is often found in cookbooks or manuals. The purpose of procedure text. The purpose of procedure text is to show how something is made or used or done through a sequence of steps. In other words, procedure text is used to describe one by one how something can be made or achieved. Through procedure text, you will find it easier to understand and read instructions on how to do things in the right order. Well, procedure text consists of several aspects. What are the aspects of procedure text? In writing procedure text in English, there are two important aspects that need to be understood and learned, namely the structure and language. Here's the full explanation. Structure of procedure text. The structure of procedure text consists of three parts. What are the parts of the structure of procedure text? There are goals, materials, and steps. The first is goal. Goal is the structure of procedure text that explains the purpose or goal. And the second is materials. Materials is a procedure text structure that explains the tools and materials needed. And the last is steps. The next procedure text structure is steps, which contains steps or instruction in making or doing something. Procedure text grammar rules. After knowing the structure contained in the procedure text, now let's learn about the language rules. What are the linguistic rules of procedure text? Let's discuss. The first is using simple present. Procedure text must be written using simple present tense. This is because the procedure text contains command sentences about how to make or do something. The second is using imperative sentences. What are imperative sentences in procedure text? Imperative sentences are always preceded by verb 1 of an action verb or a verb that involves physical activity. So, we don't need to use a subject at the beginning of the sentence. For example, add 3 onions and mix it well. This sentence begins with verb 1, add. There's no subject at the beginning of the sentence. The third is using connectives. Connectives are used in a procedure text to connect the steps to make the list of instruction coherent and easy to understand. For example, firstly, secondly, then, after that, and finally. And the fourth is using adverbs. Adverbs are used to give a description of time. There are two types of adverbs used in procedure text, namely, adverb of time. Adverb of time that indicates how long we have to do something. For example, in 10 minutes, for 1 hour, and adverb of manner, adverb of how to do something. For example, slowly, well, evenly. So, Procedure texts are divided into two types. First, procedure texts that explain how to operate or use something. For example, include how to use an air fryer, how to use a dishwasher. And the second, procedure texts that give instruction on how to do certain activities. For examples, include how to play the violin, how to create a website, and how to make rendang. Here's I have an example from procedure text about how to make a banana bread. Alright, I think we've come to the end of this video. I hope you can get helpful knowledge, and I'm sorry if I made many mistakes in delivering the material. Thank you for watching. And as I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.